So first of all, thank you for having me again, and it's been a while since December. Um, Very different GITEX this year. It's been an unbelievable buzz, and the excitement, and I think um, it seems like back to normal, and everybody's happy to be here, and we're delighted to be here, sixth year in a row this time. And a lot has been happening in Software AG. I think we kicked off GITEX this year with a major announcement, and we have launched the first of a kind, a regional first actually, which is the IoT Academy. It's a major initiative from Software AG, and this academy we expect enrollments of around 1,000 students over the next 3 years. So we expect to graduate 1,000 students in the next period, and it's an intensive program. It's a serious academy, so it's not like a seminar or a short course. 12-week program, hands-on with a graduation project at the end of it, and it's also an academy with a bit of a vision, so that the story does not end there. So the way we started thinking about this is, IoT is one of the up and coming technologies. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of buzz. There's been some successes, but we think the acceleration curve is still at the beginning. There is a massive room of developing this market, and we think something like the IoT Academy could be a stepping stone towards building this collaborative platform. To build, to, Exactly, and we think it could evolve into something that resembles a think tank to a large extent, where the ecosystem starts working together towards the greater good, and really accelerate the adoption of IoT in the region, in the country, and in the city of Dubai. And we think this fits also very much aligned with the vision of building in the region. There is a very strong vision of working towards shifting the economies to knowledge-based economies, and having these. By the way, they could be students. I said students, but that's a bit of a misnomer there, because the enrollers or the participants in this program could be students, could be influencers, could be part of the ecosystem, could be customers. It's open to everybody. It is at no cost, and it is there is a vetting step, of course, because we expect to be oversubscribed, and we're launching it right here in Dubai in January 2022. That's when the first stint will be starting in January 2022. We're expecting two such stints over each one over a 6-month period with 12 weeks of intensive studies. And it's a certifiable program as well. So you get graduated, you get a certificate of graduation. We're working with the KHDA in order to get that also formally. I think everybody realizes, and that's something that there is no doubt about, that IoT is going to be a big part of the future. It's a sinking realization, and like every technology, there's a question of that with every emerging technology, and IoT is just that. Where do I start? What's the first use case? What makes commercial sense? And that discussion requires, in our book, requires a few things. One of it is this broader ecosystem, because IoT today is quite fragmented. There are the technology platform providers like ours, like us, with our Cumulosity platform. There are the hardware providers, there is the infrastructure provider, there are the customers, there are the consultants who ideate and come up with the use cases. There's a lot of players. Exactly. And in all honesty, I think we all need to play and do a better job of working together, collaborating together, thinking out loud together. And one of the hindrances so far towards mainstream IoT adoption has been the identification of use cases. There has been
That's a challenge for a lot of people, is that use case. You hear about operators
true. And that's a process of innovation, right? Identifying a use case is a process where you let go of legacy, let go of mental blockages, and think of what could be the next big thing, what could be a use case that makes sense for this particular customer in that particular industry. And there has to be this trust factor as well, because some people or some constituents in this ecosystem understand the technology very well. The customer understands their business very well. And that intersection of business and technology is what will make this successful. It's been a success. Last year was a bit of a trial, and we launched it in the midst of a global pandemic.
Not always the best time for us.
That's not always the best time, and we were not sure of how the market would react to such an initiative at that time. And I remember, Mark, you asked me, what's your future plans for that initiative? And I said, one thing is that we are definitely, because the reception we got was completely out of mind-blowing last year.
It exceeded your expectations.
It absolutely did. And I told you we're going to take it up a notch. And at that time it was a statement of intent, but we had not yet decided on how we're going to take it up a notch. And that's what we did this year. So we elevated the Future Disruptor Award one level. So version 2.0 was launched in this year's GITEX. And last year, yesterday, we celebrated the closure, the success of the second year with a large event last evening with the presence of dignitaries and officials, government officials, many excellencies, with the presence of the German General Council, and with the presence of an esteemed panel of judges from the industry, from prominent figures in the industry. And there was live voting in that gala event yesterday, and I can tell you, I'm pleased to announce that the winner was the American University of Dubai. American University of Dubai, who did a fantastic. All three, in my view, did a fantastic job, and
I'm sure that it was a difficult process to select the winner.
Yeah, I'm fortunate not to have been on the judging panel because it was a very difficult choice for the judges, and they were deliberating till the last minute. American University of Dubai came up with a use case of a smart or the next generation of what parking, outdoor, indoor, any sort of parking, but smart parking on steroids.
Oh, really?
It's an awesome use case, very creative, very solid technology, very solid presentation. The guys nailed the presentation yesterday, and
solid use case as well, because we know industry vertical of smart cities is growing, and urban congestion, traffic's a big problem with it, and parking.
that's absolutely true. And something interesting is that I was chatting with the winners, so 5 students in their last year at AUD. I was chatting with them this morning, congratulating them again. And yesterday, all 5 got job offers. All 5 got solid job offers, and they're ready to start their professional careers. And that's what really this initiative is all about. You know, we've talked about it from the sense of bridging this gap. You're in academia, and this is the taste of the real world. We put them under a real pressure. We give them a glimpse. We give them a glimpse of how their future careers could look like, and then these things would be translated into actual career opportunities, and that's
Must be very rewarding.
very rewarding. And it's one of the things that fills us with real pride. And I think the audience yesterday, all of them, we had His Excellency Wissam Luta, the CEO of Smart Dubai, with us, and many other distinguished guests. And what I heard is appreciation of the students first and foremost, and of the notion that these students get this opportunity to present in front of such an audience, and the fact that they are innovating. And what I always say is that when it comes to emerging technologies, and I've talked about the ideation process, these guys have an advantage over all of us, and I say that including myself in that in that all of us thing.
Yeah.
They have no legacy. They are
Don't have that legacy
they have
mindset that you were talking about.
completely open minds, and that is really what is needed when you think about what's the next big thing.